What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Just here to talk about week 1 of the phase 2 challenge account and give you guys an update on what has happened this past week now that I'm on phase 2, how I felt, some of my mindset, and I'll show you one of the trade setups that I took so you can get an idea of what type of trades that I take with the challenge. So let's jump right to the challenge itself and I will show you the account. So this is the account and we are up 1.6% at the moment. My equity curve is going up, but there are some dips. As we go up, I do make a few mistakes, some stupid trades, but I get right back on focus. I wait for the setup and we are currently up $1,655. The take profit, or the profit target for the account, is $5,000 within the next 55 days. So I have plenty of time. I'm not trying to push it. This coming week, I am looking forward to sizing up to 3 lots for the account and risking 1% on the account overall. Since I'm up 1.6%, I think I'll go ahead and risk $1,000 on this next trade, as long as it's an A+ setup, and see what happens, and hopefully I can pass sooner. But nonetheless, we are up. Max daily loss, I hit $612, and I already met the 5 minimum trading days. These were the days from last week. I will go onto my TradeZilla, and I don't really know how to use TradeZilla well yet, but this is my win ratios. This is TradeZilla. Yeah, I haven't really set it up too well, but my win ratio is actually higher. A lot of the losers are break-even trades, which I can show you there. This is my average win to loss ratio, 2.5. And here's the equity curve by trading days. So on Monday, I took a lot of bad trades, as you can tell. And I thankfully won a lot of it back with this final trade, but a lot of these trades were just stupid trades during New York session or Tokyo session, and trades that I shouldn't have been taking. So my mentality was like, the first day was to like hit a home run right away, and I was feeling really anxious about the challenge phase 2 account, and I was just wanting to get things going. So unfortunately, I did hit down $400, get negative $450 on the day, but thankfully I got it one trade that won most of the losses back. So managed my risk well, but I did overtrade on that day. Day 2, I did really well, only taking 2 setups really. This one here was the same trade, but I actually just got stopped out and got back in once I saw confirmation for the trade going my way. So, and this one was a break-even trade, but so this technically shouldn't count as a loss, but it does against my win reward. Wednesday was a great day. I had sized up on this trade. As you can tell, these are somewhat of the same size as winnings, and then I had one loser. So it was a really great day. I was really happy with that day. I remember my mindset being very focused, and I was urgently patient with what was going on in the market. And yeah, actually the loss on this was from news that came out, and a rookie mistake. I didn't wait for the news, or actually didn't know news was coming out that day, and I got stopped out. So nonetheless, that's why you use stop losses, and ended up waiting for the rest of the day till later in the afternoon and finally won a trade. So that was great. Thursday, not so great. I took a heavy loss again from news. Woke up early and I took a trade, and I was just not smart to wake up right from bed and start trading. So I took a loss. These 2 losses were calculated. I did calculate that loss, so I was okay with it. And thankfully, I caught some shorts, but this is another picture of overtrading. My mindset this week is to, want to pass, and as the days go by, I'm realizing the more patient I am, the better I am at trading. So I'm learning to become more patient and not take stupid trades. So this was an overtrading day. I would have had a lot more winnings if I didn't wake up and just freaking make a stupid trade. And then yesterday, yesterday's Friday, we had news event again. I believe some sort of news event came out, and the trade went my way but stopped me out due to the volume. So that was frustrating. I let the day go by, and I waited for a few setups. This one was a break-even trade that I got out of right away. So nonetheless, I am up 1.6% on the account. I wanted to show you my favorite trade this week and trade breakdown of what that looks like. So let's go ahead and jump into that trade breakdown. So this is gold, and all I trade is gold. I do look at other stocks. I try correlating gold and Bitcoin together, as sometimes they correlate. And when Bitcoin starts selling off, sometimes it gives me an inclination that gold is going to sell off, but it's not really a super strong confluence for me. So at this point, we had the news event happen. It dropped. This is where I got stopped out on Friday morning. Hit a 5-minute supply zone and then completely dropped. So the only indicators I use are the 200 SMA and the 9 EMA. And once I got stopped out, I was very close to entering on the rebound play here, but I was shaken up from the loss, and I told myself I don't want to be too hasty and like jump in right away. So I waited for a bit, and I saw it bounce up, feeling a little bit of FOMO, so I kept away from the charts. And I saw this consolidation, and then I saw this tight price action on the 5-minute. I focus on trend line breaks no matter what. Any trade that I take must have some sort of trend line break with at least 3 touch points. This one here, guys, on gold has I have to make another video on trend lines and the power of trend lines. 5, 6. So there might be a little bit more here, 1 or 2 more, but I look for trend line breaks with at least 3 points on the trend line. This one had many points on there, so I was waiting for this break, and we were falling into a 1-hour demand, which is this. So this 1-hour demand. So as price was consolidating and then falling down, and I saw these really tight price action candles, and I trade based off the 5 and 15. And then I use higher time frames for extra confluence. I started seeing this tight price action, lots of wicks, and I felt as if that when this trend line breaks, that there's going to be a good size move. With that being said, my trade, A+ trade, is really to see a trend line break near a place of demand or supply, and then waiting for this 9 EMA to cross over the trend line is my entry point. So that's what I did. I could have entered a little bit sooner, but I waited for this 5-minute to finish, and then I entered in here on this second 5-minute candle, and I did a 3-to-1 risk reward, aiming for these highs. I was shooting for the 15-minute highs, but my trades usually last, 15, 20, 30 minutes tops, and this one was getting there, so I decided to pull profits at 3-to-1. My goal was to get to the top of the 15-minute candle, which it did hit it, but I went ahead and waited, or I went ahead and took profits at 3-to-1 instead. So this one was a great trade. It taught me patience. This was Friday. I took that big loss from waking up in the morning, didn't know about the news event. And if I would have just waited and realized that there's news, I would have let it bounce off demand. I probably would have taken the trade here, but I saw this trend line break, and I went ahead and took the 3-to-1 on this trade. And that's all. What I'm learning is that trading requires more patience and less action. But when the time comes to take action, you take action, right? Because if you don't, you miss out on the moves. So it's like having a loaded gun and you never use it until the time is right, until you're needing to protect yourself or your family, right? It's loaded, it's ready to go, but you never actually use it until you need to. So that's what I'm realizing as the days go by with the challenge account, is that I'm waiting patiently, but I'm watching with urgency. I'm watching with all of my focus, and I'm waiting for price action to do its thing. And when the opportunity arises, then I pull the trigger. And a lot of people that I've learned, watching people trade over the years, I see that actually executing is the hardest part because of the emotions that attach to trading. And I'm like speaking to myself, there's a lot of emotions that go into trading, and I'm learning to, one, control those emotions, and then two, detach myself from money. Because at the end of the day, it's fear and greed that forced me to take profits early, that forced me to move my stop. It's not understanding my probability on my trades. But at the end of the day, that's what getting experience is all about, getting into the accounts and really understanding what you're doing. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kept it nice and short, hopefully. I'm gonna go ahead and let this week go by. I'll try documenting some of the trades live so you can see it. But if you have any questions, please leave a like. Or if you have any questions, please leave a comment. Like the video if you liked it, and please feel free to subscribe if you like content like this. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.